Hey YouTube, I'm just gonna make this quick. This is a deck profile for my Cloudian deck. This is the first deck I made when I started playing again, and I absolutely loved it. I had to tear it apart because it got really slow for the format. And actually, a video I saw on Asian Eyes White Dragons channel of him playing a kid with Cloudians inspired me to go ahead and say, no, let me give this deck another shot. And surprisingly, this has worked incredibly well, especially in some of the major decks of the format. And I guess that proves the fact this is all about how you build the deck. And without further ado, I'll get to the profile. I'll just start with Cloudians first. We got two Acid Clouds, three Atlas, three Zero Stratus, and two Storm Dragons. Acid Cloud, when he's summoned, he gets a fog counter, but when you can remove two fog counters to destroy a spell or trap, he's saves me from having to use my MSTs and saves me a couple other plays. Moving on, we got Atlas. Atlas's effect is that you can remove three fall counters from anywhere on the field to discard a card from your opponent's hand. It's great when combination with Zero Stratus and Cloudian Squall. Especially with D-Fissure on the field, that means the discarded cards are not getting their effects because they're not hitting the graveyard. Next, we got triple Zero Stratus. Zero Stratus is your monster control. Every two fall counters you remove off of him, you can just pop a monster on the field. It's pretty good when it comes down to those monsters you just can't get over. But some of the problems with the deck come with getting fog counters on the field, and it's all about how you summon monsters, or you just use this, which is Cloudian Storm Dragon. You special summon him by removing a Cloudian from the graveyard, and once per turn he can put a fog counter on a card on the field. Either you can put it on himself or put it on these guys to get their effects. And I run two of those because he's just a quick level 4 to get out. Like all Cloudians, he can't be destroyed by battle. And the sheer fact that he puts fog counters on the field. Also, he makes for easy sinking with Gale. Gale's my choice of tuner for this deck because it halves attack, and it's just a wonderful tuner. And this deck can pop out level 7s like it's nothing. My random techs are double Yados because I have no monsters most of the time since most of these can't be destroyed by battle. I got that double Yados, and if there's something I can't get over, I can just sack two for Yados. Two Mother Grizzlies to special summon the Cloudians. Even though they won't get their counters because they were special summoned, if you have another Cloudian in hand, you normal summon it, they get their counters, and thus you can activate their effects. Triple Zoraldus, the sheer fact he's 2100 level 4, and I can drop him to get Sanctuary in the Sky where this deck gets really ridiculous, but I'll get to that later. Two Cloudian Squalls, just to put fog counters in the field and to bait out the heavy or Starlight Road. Staple Darkhold, not explaining it. D-Fissures for the sheer fact that most of my cards will not be going to the graveyard, so I can play very aggressively and force my opponent to have dead cards in hand because they all have to get removed. I may replace this with Macrocosmos, I'm not sure yet, but I'm still working on this. Heavy Reborn MST, not explaining it. Pot of Duality, not explaining it. Consistency. Triple Sanctuary in the Sky, since the only Cloudians I'm running are fairies. I don't take battle damage from them being on the field, and they can this with Cloudian Squall allows for really broken combos because I can keep discarding cards from my opponent's hand and popping monsters, spells, and traps, and they can't do anything about it because they can't inflict battle damage to me. One Compulse, two Deep Prisons, the Solemn Brigade, Starlight, and a Torrential. That does it for the main deck. This is done stupidly well for some reason. I can't figure it out. I guess because nobody expects it. But moving on to extra deck, got that one Cataster just in case they drop a Veiler. I can reborn it, go Cataster. Black Rose Dragon, Armor Master, Stardust, Scrap Archfiend, and that pretty much does it for Synchros because I'm pretty sure all I can pull out is level 7s unless I'm doing some ridiculous stuff. Gaga Gunman, which is probably one of the best card Exceed out of Abyss Rising because he's got two effects. He can you can detach one and it becomes a 2500 beater, and their opponent's monster loses 500. Or when he's a defense, you can just burn your opponent to death. He's amazing, 1524, and I'm going to be on the lookout for him when I go to the sneak preview in November. Gem Knight Pearl. It's Gem Knight Pearl. Heretic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis, just for the sheer fact that he's a rank 8 and I have two Yatuses, so just in case I feel like doing something ridiculous, I just go for this. Maestro, he's awesome. Shockmaster, who is just amazing. Yay for reprints. Leviathan Dragon, actually, he needs to come out because I don't have any more rate 3s, and I guess I'll replace it with this Kachikochi. Until if somebody has a better rank 4, let me know. Uh, this got to come out too, and I'll just stick another Utopia in here. Uh, two Utopias, or this can be actually be a Utopia Ray. Black Ship of Corn, just because he's an easy rank 4 to pull out. And Snowdust Giant, which works amazingly in this deck because most of my monsters are water, and he can get over most things because of it. That pretty much does it for the deck. It's a pretty fun deck. It's something nobody expects this format, and this is something that's going to be seeing for me. Well, for me, it's going to be seeing a lot more play because this was my first deck getting back into the game, and it has always been a personal favorite of mine. I just never figured out how to redo it until now. But here's another tech you could just run as a Christia just in case. I used to run a Christia. Screw that. But I don't know. I feel like it's become a problem, so I just took it outside of it. And this is just my side deck is just a clusterfuck of things I've been trying. But that's about it. Hate it, love it, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, you all.